What's up, everyone? Welcome to the show. This is KO Bets. My name is Bill. A little bit tired this morning. I think we hit daylight savings time today. I think it's really like 10:51, and I'm on. It feels like 10:51, but it's 9:51. Those fights went late. They went till like 1 a.m. I didn't get home till after 1. It was crazy. Um, but they were. I mean, it was a solid fight card. We had. I think we went like 10-4 on the money line predictions that we made on Friday. Couple of close ones. Billy Quarantillo, CJ never got going in the first fight, but overall pretty good card, pretty entertaining. Usman's good. Let me adjust this a little. Usman's pretty good. So yeah, I think I don't know if I've got a show coming up on Friday. Maybe I think there's a Top Shot drop, so, if I get a Top Shot pack or something, I'll still sign on. But without further ado, we're going to go through NFL Week 9's slate of games, give our predictions. If you got any fantasy questions, it's start. But it's not limited to fantasy football. It could be all fantasy related questions. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, Marvel fan, so I've got a pretty extensive database and knowledge that I can share my thoughts on pretty much anything on, unless I don't know what the fuck the word is that you just said, and that sometimes happens to me. All right, for the first slate. First game of the day, we've got the Denver Broncos in Dallas taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is a 10-point favorite. I was just researching. Last week caught me off guard. I didn't know. I put a lot of effort and research into the MMA picks. I didn't know Dak wasn't even going to play or at risk of not playing. I knew he was hurt, but they were on bye. I thought he'd be fine, to come back. Nah. I was sweating too much in that Vikings game. So, I think Dallas is a really good team. I like them a lot. What happened to Denver last week? I'm pretty sure they had a pretty bad loss to the Denver Broncos schedule. I'm pretty sure they had a pretty bad loss to was that the Panthers? Oh, they beat Washington. That might have been way early in the season. All right, they beat Washington. That's a good win. But I still like the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys' offense is super good. Uh, let's look at the points Denver's put up in the past week. 17, 17, 24, 19, 7. I think Dallas has a pretty decent defense, too. John Callahan comments, start 2 of these PPR RBs. Booker, Damian Harris, Edmonds, Moss, or Javonte. Javonte Williams. Okay. Let's see who all the matchups are. Booker intrigues me. I mean, the Giants, their offense isn't broke. I think I think Damian Harris probably has the highest floor, John. Um, I mean, a guy like Booker, I would put up there with a pretty high floor too as a safe pick. I think Zach Moss, the threat of touchdowns is always good with Zach Moss. It seems like he's taken more of the primary role away from Singletary since he was activated in week 2. So I would say probably sit Chase Edmonds for sure and Devontae Williams. And I would probably pick between Booker, Harris, and Moss, with the safer 2 picks being Booker and Harris. I don't know. That's just my thought. I think the Patriots are pretty run heavy as an offense, so I think that's solid. So anyways, we're going to pick the Dallas Cowboys to cover the spread, the 10-point spread. Over-under's 49.5. I could see Dallas putting up, high 20s. I just don't know if we're going to see Denver get into the 20s in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight under. And then on the money line, we're obviously going with Dallas. In the next game, we got the Buffalo Bills traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Buffalo Bills are 14.5-point favorites. Over-under's 48.5. You got to take the Bills. The Jaguars are horrible, and then the Bills are really good. And I would even take the Bills to cover. I don't know if I hate when they add like the extra half point, but I think the Bills could win by 17 pretty easily. The Jags aren't that good. I'll probably go with under on this as well. Similar story with the Dallas-Denver game. I could see the Bills putting up points. No, you know what? We're going to go over. I could see the Bills putting up a lot of points in this game. At least Denver's got a decent defense. What just happened? We'll go back. We got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. Minnesota played Dallas pretty tight. I like Baltimore by 6 points at home against Minnesota. I really like that line actually for Baltimore. I know Minnesota's a good team. I think Baltimore is also a really good team, and I think let's see. I think what have we seen Baltimore do well? We've seen them do really well against, I think, pass dominant teams, which I would they've got Dalvin Cook, but what is Dalvin Cook at this point? I don't know. I like the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens on the money line. The 6 points is not like too crazy. Maybe if it was over 7, I'd consider taking the Vikings. But I like the Ravens, 6 points. The over-under's 50.5. This is a tough one, right? Lamar's either gonna compile like 800 total yards, or are we gonna get some sort of defensive showdown? I'm gonna go over. We're gonna go over. I think we got 2 decent offenses here coming up against each other. Good offense always beats good defense. You say defense wins championships. It's matchups, right? You just got to beat your matchup. We've got the Cleveland Browns going to Cincinnati. Rivalry game. Cleveland, Cincinnati. I would love to, I don't know. It's interesting. Ohio's got the 2 football teams. I wonder who's more popular. I would think it's the Browns, just because they've been around longer, but I don't know if Cleveland or Cincinnati's a bigger town. I think there's probably a little more excitement in Cincinnati. You've got the second-year QB, but Cleveland has Baker, and they've got a good team in their own right. Doesn't sound like the wide receiver core is going to be there for Baker. So I think they're gonna be pretty run reliant in this game. I still like Cleveland's defense a lot. Um, I see the over under at 48. Part of me likes kind of wants to take the under. Um, but at the same time, if we look at like what Cincinnati's done this year, Bengals schedule. If you look at what the Cincinnati Bengals have done, they don't have a great defense. But on the flip side, they have a great offense. So I guess it kind of depends how this game plays out. Are we going to get into a shootout, or are we going to. I think if any team's going to blow the other team away, it's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals. I think the Browns could win. I just can't see them winning by more than like a field goal or touchdown. Cincinnati, I could potentially see just running away with it because of the offensive weapons. Um, yeah, I'm going to go with Cincinnati -2, -130. The over under is 48. I'm going to go under. I think this is going to be maybe more in the vein of this game we saw, Bengals versus Steelers. Um, so, man, Waddle, Breck PF comments Waddle or DJ Moore. So if you look, I'm a DJ Moore owner myself. Um, wasn't someone I wanted to dip in and draft, but uh, ended up with him on my squad. I like Waddle, but I think DJ Moore. Just from like, I'm a big fan. Is it PP? If it's P, oh, it is PPR. I'm a big fan of like target share, and DJ Moore with Christian McCaffrey out is just he's still receiving a ridiculous target share. He's still probably top 8 wide receiver in terms of the targets per game he receives. Now, is he going to get production off of that? I don't know. Sam Darnold's got to find him, but I like, I think DJ Moore significantly more than Waddle. But let's check the matchups. Waddle's got a good matchup against the against the Houston Texans, and then DJ Moore against New England. Um, yeah, I don't know. I like DJ Moore, but I think Waddle's a good player and a viable flex option. But between those two, I would have to say DJ Moore. It's just, I mean, he's just has more opportunities. Yeah, I think the floor is a little bit higher too. So, DJ Moore is my choice. Uh, so moving on, we took the Bengals, and we took the under. Las Vegas Raiders at the New York Giants. Obviously, the Las Vegas Raiders cannot escape drama this year. Giants have low key won some games that I don't think they should have been in. Like I think they got a win against the Saints, and they've played some teams really, really closely this year. So I would say this is a tough one, but I think the Raiders have a good team. I've been a fan of the Raiders squad since the beginning of the year. I just kind of wonder if this is a tough game for them to win on the road in New York, and I'm going to say no. I think the New York Giants, they are banged up um, significantly. I'm holding, back to fantasy, I'm holding Kadarius Tooney on he's got a bench slot on my team because I like him as a wide receiver. He's a little small, but he's uber athletic. But I think he's pretty good. I don't know. I think the Raiders have a little more established identity on offense between the rapport Derek Carr has with Hunter Renfrow. Obviously, Edwards and Hunter Renfrow are going to pick up a bigger role with Ruggs no longer on the team. And then you've got Darren Waller, who's a decent, terrific pass catcher for the position. So, I mean, and the Giants have good weapons too. I kind of like the Raiders. I think it's going to be close though. I think the Raiders can cover the 3 points. And I'm going to go under 46.5 points. I think we get like a final score of like 21-17, something like that is what I'm calling for here. We've got the Atlanta Falcons traveling to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Saints are 7-point favorites. Who's starting for the Saints today? I think Jameis is hurt, and was it Simeon? QB. Let's see who it is. Yeah, Trevor Simeon. He wasn't bad. I didn't think he was terrific. So what do we think about the Atlanta Falcons this year? Ridley's done for the year, right? He's stepping away to focus on mental health. It is a low over-under, which I kind of agree with. I think the Atlanta Falcons are real reliant on Cordarrelle Patterson, Mike Davis to move the chains here. Pitts is a nice player. But besides that, I don't know who their next best receiver is. Gage, maybe. And I don't know. It's a tough matchup for Atlanta to win in New Orleans. I don't love New Orleans, but this is, I think, an impossible game for Atlanta to go into New Orleans and win. So I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints. Don't love the 7-point spread. I think the Saints can win by a touchdown. I think they can win by a touchdown. They just gotta play their game. Feed Kamara the ball, play great defense. Don't give up chunk plays to like Cordarrelle or Pitts. They'll hold them to a low point total. All right, we've got the Jugraj Pada. He says Beasley, Higgins, Landry, choose 2 for flex PPR. Is Landry playing today? I'm a big Jarvis Landry fan. Yeah, he's not on the final injury report. He suffered an MCL sprain, and he's just beasting it out. So yeah, Odell's not gonna play with the team anymore. Is Higgins on the Browns or Bengals this year? Oh, he's on the Bengals. He was there. Ooh, that's a tough one. And Beasley. Man. Okay, let me think for a second. I'm just looking at, I'm in PPR League as well. I'm looking at some of their past production here. Let's see. So Beasley's playing the Jags. Obviously, favorable matchup, but maybe not one where the Bills are forced to pass the ball every play. Then we got Higgins taking on the Browns, and we got Landry taking on the Bengals. Man, I tell you what, part of me, like, I'm inclined to say sit Higgins. And, I mean, Beasley, I'm seeing, double-digit targets the last 2 weeks. He is that safety blanket for Josh Allen if he does need to dump off for a check down. Now, I don't know what team we're going to see the Jacksonville Jaguars look like today. But I would anticipate, I could see Cole Beasley catching the ball 5 times, getting 80 yards, maybe getting in the end zone or something. Higgins, I'm kind of thinking out of these players, he might be the least likely to get in the end zone. I could be wrong today, but just more competition for the ball on his team at his position, in my opinion. So I'd say sit Higgins. Hey guys, if you haven't already, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, I do UFC shows on Fridays, typically live, where I do my predictions for the UFC event that weekend. And then I started this NFL stream just to, I think it's a more popular sport, get some more eyes on the channel. So I've been doing it for about 6 months here. We're not doing bad. All right, then we've got the New England Patriots taking on the Carolina Panthers. The Patriots are 3-point favorites. Over-under's 42. Carolina's been playing. What did they start? They started like 3-0, 4-0. Panthers schedule. Let's see. I kind of want to, and then they've just been poor since then. I think we got our maybe first win in a while last week. Yeah, they beat the Falcons. Yeah, that awful. Oh my gosh, 3 points to the Giants. Yeah, I'm gonna go with New England here. I don't know if I guess I'm just more comfortable with their ability to run the ball, move the chains, get down the field. Probably a little more comfortable with their defense, and their ability to manage a game and keep their opponent from, putting up points. I don't know. I don't really love this one. After I'm done making all these picks, I'm doing this all live. I'll kind of circle back and give you, highlight some games that I like and lines that I like. But we'll go with New England. All right, and the line just moved. Oh, wait, I'm going to pretend like that was me. And just like every time when I pick a team, Vegas moves the line against me. Pretend like it's reactionary to my pick. The Houston Texans are taking on the Miami Dolphins. You know what? I've been so disappointed in Miami this year. I think they have a good defense on paper. I thought Tua Tagovailoa was going to be maybe a little bit, a bit of a breakout surprise candidate this year. I like Waddle. I like Gesicki. I like Myles Gaskins. I like a lot of aspects to their offense. They're just not good. On the flip side, the Texans are not good. But What are we gonna pick? Houston's in Miami. I think we're gonna go with Houston to cover the spread, but we're gonna pick Miami. It's cheap, but I think Houston's been super competitive with some, and they've been in some games for good portions of games that I thought they had no business being in. They're a bad team. But we've got Tyrod. Let me make sure Tyrod Taylor's starting for the Texans before I. Texans injury report. Let's check it out. Yeah, so I think Tyrod Taylor's playing. So I like the Texans, his ability to manage a game. They got rid of Mark Ingram, so now they're rolling with David Johnson, Philip Lindsay in the background, or sorry, backfield. Um, yeah, we'll go with Houston. Just, but Miami on the money line. I think they could win by a field goal. Miami could. Um, but I mean, I think there could be a game, end of game situation where if there's a stop, someone wins. If they score, someone wins. Whatever. All right, I'm getting a little bit. I've had a little too much caffeine, I think. Oh, thanks, Sahel Bay. Tua's out for the game. That's great to know. Uh, Miami Dolphins schedule. Or not, what am I doing? Injury report. I put a little bit, too much marinara in the Bully Mammoth, I think, this morning. All right, yeah, Tua's out. Is it that finger injury? I bet that hurt him. So, who's Miami's QB? Miami Dolphins. Jacoby Brissett. Interesting. You know what? That changes things. It changes things. It makes me a little bit, I think, more confident on Miami on the money line because I think they're gonna maybe run the ball a little bit more, maybe be a little less turnover prone. I would say low scoring game, under 45 points, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Um, yeah, thanks, Sohail. That was big. I appreciate that info. Um, I did not I did not know Tua was out. I hope he gets healthy and they give him a good run. Um, it'd just suck if like his career started off where it's just like every, 3 games or whatever he's getting hurt and he just can't develop like that. Um, we've got the LA Chargers. Is this the first afternoon game? Yeah. Traveling to Philly to take on the Eagles. What a what are the Chargers? Didn't we see them? They're a really good football team, I think. But didn't we see them just look awful last week? And the week before. I think the Chargers bounce back this week. I think, we're looking at a 1 point spread. I think that's super favorable for a team like the Chargers going up against the Eagles. The Eagles are decent in their own right. But let's think about like what the Chargers did against the Ravens. They got their ass beat. But in the past, the Chargers have done this thing against Lamar Jackson where they implemented more speed on the field, right? So I think they've done a good job of building up that secondary with a lot of speed and guys who are willing to engage in tackling, and I think that does make it more difficult for a scrambling QB or a QB that has an affinity for scrambling like Jalen Hurts. So um, I think I think the Chargers know how to win this game. It comes down to execution and keeping Hurts inside the pocket, and they should be fine, in my opinion. Offense has been a little bit broken lately, but uh, they got a ton of weapons between Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. He shot out of a cannon early this year, has kind of slowed down. I'm a big Austin Eckler fan. Um, So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I'll take the over. I think it could be a shootout. I like both teams' ability to put up big points, so I'm not afraid of the over in that one. We've got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Green Bay's without Aaron Rodgers this week. I'd just like to bring up some. I'd like to take a moment to bring up some ESPN articles. Let's see. Let me find it. It said like Aaron Rodgers wraps up a particularly toxic week in football. Okay, so it's Yahoo Sports. Whoever is posting these articles, you're a fucking idiot. You're really fucking stupid. Like, I don't. Who the. What else happened this week in football? What else is going on? Why isn't this fool playing? I mean, you can feel how you want about it, but you're just a fucking idiot if you're gonna post an article like that. Aaron Rodgers caps off a particularly toxic week in the sport. Like for what? Choosing not to get vaccinated. You you are free to do what you want to do, and I think people who worry about what other people are doing when it has zero bearing or effect on their life, they're gonna go crazy over that shit, and you'll go crazy over it too. And it's just fucking stupid. Like, why even worry about something that doesn't matter to you? I don't know. Just thought it was very unfair to Aaron Rodgers. I'm a Bears fan too, but I just thought it was very unfair to Aaron Rodgers. I don't love like everything these athletes do, but I don't particularly look up to athletes as like role models. I look to them to watch football games, to win fantasy games, to I watch UFC to watch people beat the shit out of each other. I'm not watching it because I like the people personally. Like I think that's another thing. Like when you start judging character like based on interviews that we see on TV, and we don't even talk to these people or know these people, so I don't know. Just thought it was very unfair. Had to go on a little bit of a rant. So the Packers are traveling to Kansas City. Jordan Love's playing. Plain and simple. I'm sorry to my Packers fans out there, to my neighbors up north. Kansas City's gonna whoop. They're gonna kick your ass. Maybe not kick your ass, but I think they could win by a touchdown. The Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Kansas City's defense real bad, inexcusable. how bad that defense is. And Patrick Mahomes, like, on offense, if they're gonna drop the safeties back and you have all they're giving you is 5 to 8 yards, like, you just gotta take it, dude. We watched Brady run that offense for years in New England, where they dropped the safeties back, right? Because they didn't want Tom Brady like eye faking someone and and drawing in a safety and then him going over the top. They did it for years, and the Patriots were super successful. So I think it's a little bit about personnel. It's like maybe running more screens to the running backs and stuff, but oh, and also Kelsey, like, hook up with Kelsey more. He hasn't been involved. That's 5 to 8 yards down the middle of the field. That's his sweet spot. Just hit it every time. I like the Chiefs in this one. Over-under's 48. I'm picturing that A.J. Dillon or whatever, and who's their main running back? I just open up the fantasy app and I open up my buddy who I know owns him has him on his team. Aaron Jones, my bad. I'm a little bit foggy today. Trying to get through my coffee. Yeah, are they gonna run all over the Chiefs? Maybe. But if they do get in those, third and long situations, it might be tough for the Pack today. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Under 48.5, I think. Yeah. Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. Arizona is a 3.5-point underdog traveling to San Francisco. So, like, Deebo Samuel, I think he might be the biggest. I mean, Tyreek is still super good in his own right. I think Deebo Samuel might be the biggest game plan wrecker in the NFL. Like, Bears fans, we got to see him last week, but the dude just catches the ball and just is big, physical, wants to run with it, smash into people. I think he's a really, really, really good player. And then I think their fullback is super good, but everyone else on that team I don't love. So we're looking at Arizona and like, do we think they can stop the run of the 49ers? Or are the 49ers going to be able to stop the Cardinals? I mean, Cardinals didn't look good against the Packers, but actually, they didn't look good in the first half. They looked pretty good in the second half offensively. I like Arizona to put up maybe like in the 20s, and I like the 49ers to be stuck in the team. I like Arizona here. I'm going with the underdog. I'm going with them on the spread, the money line. Over-under's 45 points. Man, I said 24-17 or something like that, right? That's 41. I mean, it's just another touchdown puts us over. I'll go over. Yeah. I mean, they're both decent teams. For tonight, we've got the Tennessee Titans taking on the LA Rams. Sorry to all the Derrick Henry fantasy owners out there. That's fucked up. That's such a bummer. So the Rams are 7.5-point favorites. I think the Titans still have really good players. I think, they signed AP, but I kind of like that guy who's been backing up Derrick Henry this year a little bit too. I think someone's going to emerge as like a viable fantasy option in that backfield. I just don't know if it's going to be like one player week in and week out like it always has been with King Henry. So um, I'm going to go with the Rams here to cover the 7.5 points. I think it could be a shootout. I'm mostly worried about. I think 52.5 points is a lot, so I'm gonna go under. And I am a little worried just about Tennessee's ability to run their play action and pass the ball if they're not gonna be able to like have the threat of running it for 6 yards whenever they want. You know, so. Um, I mean, maybe I feel real comfortable with the Rams this game, just like winning. Um, but I think it'll be an interesting game just to watch the Tennessee Titans and see if like how they run their scheme like changes at all. Like, do they become more pass heavy with the wide receiver weapons they have, or and with Tannehill, or do they still like rely heavily on a backup um, or like an Adrian Peterson or someone to like run the ball 30 times a game, you know? I don't think they can do that and be successful anymore. But we'll see. Chicago Bears at the Pittsburgh Steelers Monday night. Ugh. This is gonna be the toughest part of this show. Is gonna be like taking the Pittsburgh Steelers on the spread and the money line. The over under 39 points. I wonder if there's a database. I don't know if I've seen. Oh, so they're saying that's today because the Bears game is tomorrow. I'm just wondering now, like, have we seen a lower over under? And can I adjust backwards? I can't really, but yeah, 39 points. That's low, man. I mean, the Bears aren't scoring 10 points, I don't think. I don't know what to say. Like the Steelers have a decent defense, Bears have a decent defense. I think the Steelers are clearly the better offensive team. They're definitely more healthy offensively than the Bears are. So, um, yeah, I'm going with the Steelers money line, Steelers spread, and then 39 points. Sheesh. Let's see what. I mean, the Chicago Bears have been in some low scoring games, but I don't know if we've ever this year been in one less than 39 points. there was the Browns, but that's kind of like a little bit fluky. Bengals, fluky in the sense like it was Fields' first game, and Nagy needs to go. That was, and we all know why. That was bad. So, I mean, for 39 points, the Bears haven't reached that total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games this year. So 5 out of 8 games they haven't even hit 39 points on the total over under. And that's the issue, like, I mean, they're just not competing. I see that 24-14 score. I think that puts us at 34-38. Fuck, it's a low over under, right? 39 points. I think I gotta go under. I'm going under. So, let's circle back. I'd just like to highlight some of the matchups I like. Love Dallas today. You know, I would maybe personally explore, like, -10. I think the Cowboys for sure could cover that, but I might do, yeah, they have a -9 here. I might just do something like that in case it's a touchdown and a field goal. You still walk away with something. I don't know. Sometimes I do stupid stuff like that. Buffalo Bills, 14.5 points is a big spread, but they're pretty good. Ravens line moved a point, so the Ravens are now 7-point favorites instead of 6-point. Alright, I think I like today the Rams, Arizona Cardinals, Kansas City Chiefs, LA Chargers, probably going to avoid New Orleans that game. It just something, I think it's a tough game for Atlanta to win, but something about it doesn't sit right with me. Probably going to take Baltimore, Buffalo, Dallas. So, yeah, I guess Arizona's our underdog today. That's kind of fucking crazy. Arizona's pretty good, right? 1-loss underdog. So, I'll hop on tomorrow for a little bit just to review the UFC fights from yesterday. I'm just mentally planning out my week here. Just kind of want to see if there's a fight next weekend. And still the pound for pound champ. Is it November 13th? Okay, so yeah, we got fights. I'm a big Max Holloway fan. They said they were gonna run it back. I took Kevin Holland in this first matchup, but I mean, I might just have to go with Dawkins. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, guys. If you wouldn't mind, please subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified when I go live. If you want to, go ahead and like if you're into doing daily fantasy and you want to join, I do like we do some fantasy on DraftKings, the daily fantasy contests. We do some like custom matches So if you want to be included on any of those, feel free to hit up my email address. I think I got it on the the live screen here in the upper right. You can. Oh, that's weird. You go to reach, like I'm looking at myself on the screen, going to reach right. No. Okay. Yeah, or you could like DM me on Twitter or something. I'm real bad with social media though. It's probably best to email. Then I can kind of look at it at my convenience and not it doesn't get ignored. So, uh, subscribe to the channel KO Bets. You know, love to do it in this format where you can just come, hang out, drink a beer with me on stream, chat with me. Today's show was awesome, guys. I appreciate all the comments that people left. And I'll talk to everyone tomorrow evening. Have a great Sunday, and let's start off the week strong. Peace out, everyone.